This topic is class 12th biology, and the topic is DNA structure and function. So here you will understand about the structure of DNA and what is the function of DNA and where it is found also. So see this, the structure of DNA and its function. Here something is about the discovery of DNA and its structure. Rosalind Franklin used X-ray crystallography to help to visualize the structure of DNA. So on this, the visualization, the structure of DNA was established. Here James D. Watson and Francis Crick, these two scientists, describe the structure of DNA on the basis of the structure visualized by the scientist Rosalind Franklin. Now see, what is DNA? DNA or deoxyribonucleic acid is a hereditary material in human and almost all the other organisms. Nearly every cell in a person's body has the same DNA. So all the cells in the body, they are having the same DNA. So whatever cells are present in the body, they are having the same type of DNA. Now see, where is it located? So what is the location of the DNA? Most DNA is located in the cell nucleus. So it is called nuclear DNA. This is nuclear DNA. But a small amount of DNA can also be found in the mitochondria of the cell. So that is called mitochondrial DNA. So DNA are there. Nuclear DNA, that is found in the nucleus, and the mitochondrial DNA, that is found in the mitochondria of the cell. Now, what are the functions of DNA? DNA stores and organisms genetic information. This is the storehouse of the genetic information of the organism and controls the production of the proteins and thus responsible for the biochemistry of an organism. So here you can see DNA is the storehouse of information, genetic information, and control the production of proteins. And the proteins which are produced by the DNA, they develop the characteristics of an organism. So the DNA is responsible for the characteristics, develop the traits in the body of the organism. Now, the structure of DNA. Here, you will see the structure of DNA. The structure of DNA is illustrated by a right-handed double helix with about 10 nucleotides pairs per helical turn. So here you can see the turns are there in helical. So 10 nucleotides are there in per upper helical. So this is the helical here. In one helical, you can say from this point to next point to here. Here we see in this helix 10 nucleotides are found. Each spiral strand composed of a sugar phosphate backbone. So this is a sugar phosphate backbone. This is sugar phosphate backbone. And attached base pairs are there. So here you can see these are the base pairs. Nitrogen base pairs are there. They are attached to the backbone of the DNA. The base pairs are connected to a complementary strand by hydrogen bonding. So between the base pairs there is a hydrogen bonding. So hydrogen bonds are present between base pairs. So base pairs are there. You can see adenine, thymine, guanine and cytosine. These are the base pairs. So they are attached with the hydrogen bonds. Here you can see the base pairs and the sugar phosphate backbone. So you can see this is the sugar phosphate backbone, sugar and phosphate, and in the middle here these are the base pairs, and these base pairs are bound with the hydrogen bonds. You can see these are the H bonds are there. So between adenine and thymine, there are two hydrogen bonds between them, and between guanine and cytosine there are three hydrogen bonds between them. So adenine and thymine, they are bound with the two hydrogen bonds here, and guanine and cytosine, this is bound by three hydrogen bonds. So two hydrogen bonds are present between adenine and thymine, and three hydrogen bonds are present between guanine and cytosine. So this is a structure where phosphate sugar is present here, and nitrogen bases are present in the middle of the backbone. These structures are also shown here. This is a phosphate, this is a base pair, and this is sugar. So sugar phosphate, and these are the base pairs. This sugar phosphate backbone, and it is present here also, it is found here also, and between them base pairs are there. So there are two type of base pairs, pyrimidines and purines. And pyrimidines. These two base pairs are there mainly. And here you can see nitrogen bases, purines. It has two nitrogen bases, purines had two nitrogen bases, adenine and guanine, and pyrimidines they are having three uracil in RNA, but thymine and cytosine in DNA. So these are base pairs, nitrogen bases are there. They are categorized into two types, purines and pyrimidines. Purines are two, adenine and guanine. Pyrimidines are 3. Thymine and cytosine in DNA, but uracil it is found in RNA. Here you can see the structure of DNA. This is 34 angstrom, not 36, it is 34 angstrom. So you can see this is 34 here, and between two base pairs the distance is 3.4 angstrom, and in one helix there are 10 base pairs, so total distance is 3.4 angstrom. Total distance between 10 base pairs between the one helix, it is 34 angstrom, not 36. And you see here helical sense, the right-handed helical base pairs almost perpendicular to each other and having 3.4 angstrom distance between them, and each turn or helix they have 34 angstrom, and approximately this is the base pairs are mostly 10 base pairs are there, but somewhere you can see the base pairs are 10.4, but in your book it is given 10 base pairs in one helix. So the distance is 34 angstrom. And here two groups are there, minor groups, that is having a distance about 12 angstrom, and a major group that is having 22 angstrom. So this is a structure of DNA double helix model. One base pair distance between two base pairs is 3.4 angstrom, and about 10 base pairs are there, so distance is 34 angstrom, but somewhere it is here also given 10.4 base pairs, but it is taken as 10 base pairs, and the distance is 34 angstrom, and the diameter, you can see the diameter, this is about 20 angstrom. So this is a structure of DNA. Now see DNA packaging. So what the need of DNA packaging, that you can understand from here. See, human genome in diploid cells, it has about 6 into 10 power 9 base pairs, and the distance you have seen between two base pairs is 3.4 angstrom or 0.34 nm. When you calculate the total base pairs with the distance of two base pairs, it is about 2.04 into 10 power 9 nm, and about 2 meter per cell. And you know the diameter of the nucleus is 5 to 10 micron meter, and the length of the DNA is 2 meters. So the 2 meter DNA is accumulated within the nucleus of the cell, which is only 5 to 10 micrometer. So this requires the packaging of the DNA so that this long DNA can be accumulated within the nucleus. See the DNA that is accumulated in the nucleus in the form of chromosomes. These are the chromosomes which are formed by the packaging of the DNA in the form of chromosome. Now see the arrangement of DNA in the eukaryotic chromosomes, how the chromosomes are arranged. In eukaryotes, you can see DNA is arranged around the set of positively charged basic proteins. They are called histones. Histones are organized to form a unit of 8 molecules, and this unit is called histone octamer. The negatively charged DNA is wrapped around the positively charged histone proteins and form a structure that is called nucleus. So now you can see the structure of nucleus. See here, nucleosome, not nucleus, it is a nucleosome. And see this structure, this is a structure of nucleosome. These are histone proteins and the DNA wrapping around it. This is DNA, this is histone octamer, and DNA is wrapping around this. Proteins are positively charged and negative charged DNA wrapping around it. And the structure, this structure is called nucleosome. Here you can see this is a chromatin where nucleosomes are shown. These are the nucleosomes which form the structure of chromatin in the nucleus. Now see the packaging, how the DNA packaged into a chromosome. Now see, this is a DNA which is 2 nm in diameter. You have seen there the diameter of the nucleus, which is 2 nm or 20 angstrom, you can see. And this 2 nm DNA when forms nucleosomes, and after formation of nucleosomes, wrapping around the 8 histone proteins, then it becomes 30 nm in diameter. And again this 30 nm diameter again wrap around itself, the wrapping around itself, and it forms 300 nm thick diameter thick structure, and again this 300 nm wrap around itself and forms the thickness of 700 nm, and this 700 nm form the structure ultimately, that is chromosome, and which is 1400 nm in diameter. So this is the packaging of DNA which accommodate this long length of DNA into a very small space in the nucleus. A typical nucleosome contains about 200 base pairs of DNA helix. Nucleosomes constitute the repeating units of the structures in a nucleus called chromatin, and the nucleosomes in the chromatin are seen as beads on string structure under electron microscope. So the structure formed by nucleosomes with the DNA they are shown under microscope like beads on string. This is a structure which is called beads on string. So these are beads on string, and this is a chromatin you can see here, and the structure, one structure here, and these are the nucleosomes. These are the nucleosomes. Beads which are shown here, these are the nucleosomes, and whole structure it is called chromatin. The packaging of chromatin at higher levels requires additional set of proteins which are called non-histone chromosomal protein. Now, DNA in prokaryotic chromosomes. So see here, in prokaryotes they don't have nuclear membrane around the DNA. So DNA is scattering in the cytoplasm, but it forms a compact structure that is called nucleoid. Prokaryotic cells lack a nuclear membrane defined a nucleus. Even though DNA is not scattered throughout the cell, DNA being negatively charged, it helps with some proteins having positive charge in a region that is termed as nucleoid. So nucleoid is a region where the nucleus is found in prokaryotic cell. The DNA in nucleoid is organized in a large loops held by the proteins. Now, chromatin, types of chromatin. There are two types of chromatin, euchromatin and heterochromatin. So see here what is the difference between euchromatin and heterochromatin. Euchromatin, in a typical nucleus, some regions of chromatin are loosely packed and lightly stained, known as euchromatin. This region contains active chromatin. It means euchromatin is a active chromatin. And heterochromatin, the chromatin that is more densely packed and stained dark, are called heterochromatin. This region contains inactive chromatin. So this is a difference. Euchromatin is active and lightly stained and loosely packed, but it is active. And heterochromatin, it is densely packed, stained dark stained, and inactive. So this is the difference between chromatin found in the nucleus. This is euchromatin and heterochromatin.